Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mary. I'm a kindergarten teacher based in Shanghai. There's this myth that anyone can find a teaching job in China. Young people, old people, experienced people, inexperienced people, but that is not true. So in this video, I want to share with you things that will make it a lot difficult for you to find a job and explain why. Before we get started, I want to say that I completely disagree with this hiring process. I do not find this criteria reasonable, and I did not make it up, but I hope that this video will help you to understand the market better and fit in easier. The first thing is probably something you've heard of. If you're having any tattoos or piercing on your face or on your arms, your hands, your legs, then it will make it a lot more difficult for you to find a job. Recruiters will never tell you that this is because of your tattoo. They'll just say you have been rejected. Please, if you have any piercing or if you have any tattoos, try to hide it, because this will significantly increase your chances of being hired. And among younger people in Shanghai, tattoos and piercing are super popular right now. I've seen so many young people with tattoos and piercing, but a lot of families try to stick to their traditional values, and this goes against their traditional values. So if you could hide it, then it's great. As I mentioned in my previous videos, the whole education system in China, it doesn't rely on good education and building up highest quality schools. It relies on who can sell better. So for this reason, we have the next point. A lot of people, like American-born Chinese or like Japanese people who are born in Canada and have Canadian citizenship, any Asian-looking people will really struggle finding job here. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible, especially if you're a native speaker. You have lots of qualifications, you have a lot of degrees. It is possible to find a job here. It will be just a lot more difficult to get into a good school because a lot of the schools are run by marketers. I think that it's a lot easier for them if someone is looking like Western or European, and it doesn't matter what comes out of their mouth. Can they speak English or they cannot speak English? It doesn't matter, because it's easier for them to sell, which I personally find it ridiculous, because if it is a native speaker with all qualifications, a great teacher, no matter how the person looks, you should hire the person. But this is the way it is, and if you struggle, don't be upset, because there will be schools that will accept you. I have a lot of Crimean Tatar friends, and honestly, first they struggled finding jobs, and then they found a lot of good schools, so just don't give up. As you know, according to legal requirements in China, there are 7 countries who are eligible for teaching visa here in China. If you're not too sure what are the legal requirements, make sure to check out this video where I explained everything from A to Z, how to get a work visa and what documents you need. But in a nutshell, a lot of people are from South Africa and they're native English speakers. They're eligible for a work visa. But now and again, when I read job posting, I see those agents writing, I'm looking for a South African person and it should be a white person. So, which means that people of color here, they really struggle finding jobs. I have a colleague and she's from South Africa, she's a person of color, and she says that they have a group from people from South Africa who are people of color to share jobs, give some feedback about schools, because apparently it's a big problem and they try to create a community and help each other, which is very sweet. It is highly possible that a lot of applicants, not only from South Africa, but also from the US, from Canada and other places, they get rejected because of their skin color. And a lot of agents say, oh, it's because kids are scared or something like this. But excuse me, if kids are scared, right, like a person of color, then you need to educate them and explain to them, right? You shouldn't just like not hire a person based on this criteria. Again, as I said earlier, I completely disagree with this, but this is the reality that a lot of my friends had to face. Another one is age restrictions. If you're 55 years old or above, it will be really hard for you to find a job. First of all, because of visa requirements. Second, they will offer you to find a workaround and figure out like what to do with your visa. But then again, you will apply in a lot of schools, even if you're super active, super healthy, looking good, handsome, they'll still reject you because of your age. I completely disagree with it, because if the person is active and healthy, this is what matters, especially if the person has a lot of years of experience. But a lot of parents, they say, oh, we want to have a young teacher, we don't want to have an old teacher. Going back to why it's happening, It's all about marketing, because it's a lot harder for them to sell the product with if the person is a bit older. The next are candidates without a bachelor degree. As you remember, bachelor degree is a legal requirement for a work visa, but there is a workaround. You need to get 60 points and then you don't need a degree. Very often when these people apply who do not have a degree, they get rejected, and those agents, they tell them a lot of nasty things like, oh, it's illegal, you cannot do this. But is it really illegal? No, it's not. There is a workaround. It's just because they don't want to deal with it. It's easier for them to reject and hire someone else who has a degree. It would be a hassle-free process. When if they're hiring you, it means they commit to solving a lot of your visa problems, and they really have to work hard, and a lot of them don't want to do this. Don't be upset, just keep applying until you find a school which really wants to hire you, and then they'll do everything for you. So just be patient. It's possible, it's just a lot more difficult. And last but not least, I find it ridiculous. A lot of schools, they want to hire teachers with a neutral accent, and that's fine. That's okay, but we all know that a lot of native speakers, they can adjust their accent. For example, my husband, he's from Manchester, but when he opens his mouth, he doesn't have this accent anymore. It just vanished over years of teaching, and this is how it works. So sometimes Irish people get rejected because of their accent. I don't think it's a big deal. A lot of schools, they want to hire only people with American accent or people with British accent. And I get that. Okay, so if you're an American school, you are selling this American accent thing, you only hire teachers with American accent. And if it's like a British school with British curriculum, you only hire people with a British accent. But sometimes it happens that non-native English speakers have a British accent, and then like American people get rejected, which I find it weird and ridiculous. So guys, let me know what you think about it. Before we wrap up, I want to say that just don't give up. No matter what kind of difficulties you have, stay motivated, keep applying every single day for many jobs, and you'll find the right school for you. It's definitely worth it. All this hustle is worth it because China is so beautiful. It gives you a lot of opportunities to travel. There are so many earning opportunities. Keep going and you'll succeed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out my other videos on teaching, and see you later. Bye.